Hello, ladies. This is Dr. Kelly, Amazon bestselling author, speaker, and transformational coach for women. And I am here because it's time to forgive and live. To give you a little bit of background here, first of all, I should show you. We have a fire burning, and I'm the burning woman. And I hope you ladies are feeling this and feeling the energy of the full moon. And it's time to forgive. So I'm going to give you a little bit of backstory because in today's sharing an event, I'm going to be burning a letter that has been holding me back, and I didn't even realize it, something from my past. And in doing so, I also am going to encourage you ladies to share, ask questions, comment, let me know who you're forgiving, what your letter is about. And if you haven't written your letter, you can continue as this is being recorded. So I'm going to encourage you to write a letter of forgiveness and burn it tonight. Burn it tonight on the full moon. Tonight is the full moon. It's a full moon harvest. It's called the hunter's moon. And full moon is a great time. Hello, Sheila. Hello, Margot. The full moon is a great time to set new intentions and love and to forget and passion, whatever it is that you're wanting in life. So do we have that going?
We do.
We forgot a little piece here. So here we go. Let me tell you a little backstory. I am here. Hello, Sheila. I am here because this is something that's actually decades long, and I've done a lot of work around it, and that's around sexual abuse. I was abused by a teacher many full moons ago. I was, I think it started when I was 12. I was in 7th grade. From 7th grade all the way through high school, this man took advantage of me. And for many years, there was a great deal of shame. And so I really connect to these women who have had sexual abuse or rape or really miscarriages, abortion, like all of these things that we're shameful of. And not necessarily we didn't do anything, or maybe that we did do something, but I lived for many years in shame. I was a young, not quite teenager, trying to figure things out, trying to figure out my sexuality. And this man took notice of me. And for a young girl who's very impressionable, hello, Francis, really looking for love, but love from like a little girl kind of place, and really looking for attention. And there was some turmoil at home, and it was a challenging time for me and my life, and that's how it all started. So I'm not here to give you the whole story because that doesn't matter, but I'm here as a stand for women, because women, we hold on to the shame and we hold it in our hearts, and it holds us back. And it might show up as breast cancer. It might show up as, just not feeling confident, feeling off. I mean, I remember being a young person and feeling like I was different. I know many of you ladies can connect to that. I had that sense of really not belonging, because here I was having these sexual experiences, from what was going on, but not somebody of my own age group. It was really confusing. And so anyway, here I am today. Because you fast forward, it took me a couple decades actually. At the age of 23, I'll never forget, I was on a flight flying back from Puerto Rico. And this is stuff I just pushed down and pushed down and pushed down. I didn't really want to tell anyone, and I didn't tell anyone. I kept it. It was my big secret. Like for many of you in our community, herpes is a big secret. Abortion might be a big secret. Divorce might be a big secret. Whatever you're so many things that we're shameful of, and we have these secret suicidal tendencies, so many different things, too much drinking, so these things that we're shameful of, what I have come to realize is that we all have something. So fast forward, actually it's a flashback. I was 20, I think I was 23 years old. It's actually the same year I contracted herpes, which is kind of crazy. And I was flying home from Puerto Rico, and there was a little girl, probably about 12 years old, that was sitting across the aisle from me. And I got it in that moment that I was about that age when the abuse started. and there was a flood of emotions that came through to me, and I realized I had been suppressing all of those feelings, all of those thoughts, and for the first time, I really got it. And what I got more than anything is that I wanted to, you know, be a stand for women in their sexual power and be a voice for women, because I didn't have a voice when I was a little girl and this was going on in my life. Thank you, honey, for stoking the fire. So anyway, that was a big wake-up call. At that point, I engaged the FBI because things happened over state lines. And my intention, hello, Tanya, my intention was to, you know, this man was still teaching. And so my intention was, first of all, get him out of the influence of children, that I didn't feel that he should be teaching kids. And this was to other girls out and sharing what happened to me. And I was 23, so it was a long period of time. The actual events that happened. 3 other women came forward in the state of Delaware, and it actually challenged the statute of limitations. And so by challenging the statute of limitations, it went to the Supreme Court, and the case went in my favor, and they extended the statute of limitations for sexual abuse. So I'm happy to say, first of all, that I was able to challenge a limit that would have kept this man really potentially in the school system. So he was convicted with 1 felony, and even though there were many occurrences, the other women's cases did not stick. And so, you know, most people don't know this story. And I, once again, you know, am a stand for women, standing up, being your voice, standing in your power. So I did it for other women. I did it for other young girls. I did it for the safety of young girls. That was my intention, not to go out and get this guy. And for even going through all that, I still blamed myself. I still blame myself because I thought, must have been my fault. I did something wrong, you know? And so many years of healing. And so again, I feel like I've done the forgiveness. I forgave this man. I forgave, you know, what happened. And then fast forward, the spring of, it would have been the spring of 2017, I get a phone call. Now here's what's fascinating. I had just been teaching a course, or was preparing for a course on forgiveness. And it was in my Self-Love in 90-Day course, where I was facilitating other women around self-love. And when you know, forgiveness was something that we focused on. And I had kind of a download on a hike one day. And the download was, I had this flashback of this man. At this point, I'm 42 years old. And this flashback of this man, I realized, wow, maybe I still haven't forgiven him, even though I feel like I have. Now, let me be clear. When we forgive somebody, it doesn't make whatever happened okay. In fact, it has nothing to do with that. Forgiveness has to do with you finding peace, because you're the one who's suffering at this point in time. If you're holding on to anger and resentment and self-sabotage and all of this stuff, you're the one who's suffering. So anyway, within, I think, 24, 48 hours, I was getting ready to walk my daughter home from school, and it was early in the morning. I got a phone call, and the phone call was for Kelly Voshell. Now, that's my middle name, and you know, I was thinking Kelly Voshell, and said state of Delaware. And I'm thinking, oh no. And I had that, you know, I was thinking, oh my gosh. So anyway, the state of Delaware called me. They left a message. It was this woman, Kat Rivers. And she said, I'm here to tell you, I know this is decades ago, but the man who abused you, and I'm not going to reveal names because I'm not out there to get him or anything like that, but he has issued, he wants a pardon. And this is the Victims Association calling you, because coming up there's a hearing, and so you have the opportunity. And even hearing victim, I didn't feel like a victim because I felt like I'd overcome it. Hello, Jessica. So even the word victim was very triggering for me. So I had the opportunity to go to the hearing and or write what's called a victim's impact statement. And it rocked my world. I had no idea how many emotions were still present for me. And so what I chose to do is, I did not ever really want to see this man again. And so I chose to write the letter. And the association on my behalf presented the letter. Looks like somebody else joined us. Let's see who that is. Jessica, all right. On my behalf, they read the letter to the committee. And then also the head person, I forget who it is, but he believed so strongly in my story and what happened that this man should not be pardoned for any excuses. He also wrote a letter on my behalf. Still, I didn't do. I had no idea that there's still so much to work through. So Mexico had my own healing during my whole own healing experience. I went by myself, and it was really a form of self-love, like deep self-love, to heal on yet another level. So it was spring of 2017. We're going to fast forward. Spring of this last year, 2018. Again, okay, I was like, all right, I've done everything that I can, and I've let it go. I've forgiven. So here's what came in the mail. April of this past spring, 2018. You can see here. All right, state of Delaware. And again, Kelly Voshell. Like, I'm Dr. Kelly Voshell Martin Schuh. Like, I don't go by. So even that is kind of weird. It's like, it was a different timeline. And anyway, it's not who I am anymore. But here we go. From the Department of Justice, the Attorney General, and almost to the day, because I look back in a journal, almost to a day, a year later, you know, I get that pit in my stomach, like, oh my gosh, because this is the final answer. And in between, I did get some phone calls saying, okay, we don't know yet, we don't know yet, we don't know yet. And again, I'm not going to reveal names here, but it says, Dear Miss Voshell. Fascinating to me. That was never my last name, my grandmother's maiden name, and I love it. The Department of Justice is writing to inform you that on January 4th, 2018, okay, we're talking decades later, Governor John Carney granted this man application for a pardon. And if you have any further questions or concerns, you know, you can contact the Victim Witness Service Specialist, Kat Rivers. Please be mindful that it's your responsibility to keep this office informed if you move or change your phone number, all right? And then signed this woman. So what I came to find out is, even though the board ruled in my favor of not pardoning this man, and again, I don't know what his story is at this point, and it doesn't matter. But the governor pardoned this man. And so, of course, another layer and another opportunity for me for healing. And so last weekend, my husband and I, in fact, it was my husband's idea. I didn't really want to do it, but he said, let's go through our file cabinets and let's burn, you know, all of you like keep everything, you know, you keep all of your receipts. And I've been in business since 2004. So anyway, we decided to start burning paperwork. And in that paperwork, is it okay to tell them what you found? Or Richard found some private, you know, letters that linked him to his past, and he made a decision.
No, it's okay.
It's okay?
Yeah.
All right. So he says it's okay. Because again, it's around shame. We're healing this. He found the suicide note that his sister wrote. So Richard has had his own healing in this. He decided to burn that letter that day. And so he really was. I was like, in my stomach. I knew the energy didn't feel good, and I didn't know why. So what I did is I went on a hike that day. I talked to my sister. My sister was amazing. Shout out to my sister. I talked to a dear friend of mine, and I wasn't reaching out to ask for help around this. Just at the end of the conversation, like they're like, "Hey, how are you?" And I was like, "Oh, let me tell you what's going on in my life." And so later that day, I went on one of my favorite hikes, and a friend of mine had reached out and said, "Hey, let's connect." And I've not talked to her for many months now. And so shout out to Cheryl Burnett. Thank you, sister. And I ran this by her, and I was like, I don't know about the letter. Do I burn the letter? Do I not burn the letter? And she said, well, who are you without the letter? Does it really make a difference? And I said, well, I think I need the letter to really help me to get reconnected to that passion of women standing in their power, standing in their truth. And she said, do you really need a letter to do that? And I said, no, I don't. And it was in that moment that the last piece of the healing was twofold. Number one, forgiving the governor that pardoned this man, and also forgiving the pardon. And she said, is it possible that this man maybe has gotten to a place in his life where he's done a lot of work, and maybe You know, because again, I don't know his story. Like, how would that shift things? And I said, you know what, really, at the end, I think I'm still harboring some pain, so I need to forgive. So out there on that day, after meditation, and if you guys are following the story, I went ahead and forgave the pardon. Because at the end of the day, I choose peace. I choose peace, and I choose to be a stand for women in their power, standing up for themselves, having a voice, speaking healthy boundaries, healing their sexuality and their you know, anything around their past, around that, healing all shame. Because with shame, you can't be in your full power. You can't, right? So if we can just let go of the shame and bring some light to it, ladies, you will be the most powerful version of you. And we all have shame. So today, I would love to, in the chat box, if you can, tell me who you're forgiving. And it might be that you're forgiving yourself. I needed to forgive myself years ago, so I thought that I brought this on. I thought that I must have done something wrong, all right? And maybe there has been some wrongdoing in the past where you can forgive yourself. So I hope you've written letters. I would love to see videos of your own burning as a stand for women standing for peace. Ladies, everything is possible. But we have to find peace to be able to create the possibilities, right? Whatever that is, whatever your dreams are, if you can reconnect to the power of yourself as a woman, we can create amazing things. And here's the other thing. Healing is meant to be done in community. And so we are honoring the full moon. We are honoring you. We are honoring the sisterhood. This is a safe place. And this is not about, you know, having to get into all the stories. It's about you standing in your power and forgiving, or let going of anger, letting go of all of these stories in your past. Let's clear the slate, ladies, so that you can create the life you have always wanted to live. All right? So that's why we're here. So in the chat box, if you would, tell me who you're forgiving. You're right, Jessica, forgiving does heal us all. And so as I'm on this path, it appears that it's about me, but it's not. It's about you. And so here's what happened is after I got off, you know, done with that hike, I reached out. I said, you know what? I know who I need to ask to just hold right next to me. In the past, I would have done this alone. It would have been like a journey just for me, right? But what I've learned is the power of community. All right. I've learned the power of healing in community. You can do amazing things by yourself, but when you have sisterhood, all committed to forgiveness and letting go of the past, miracles will happen today. Miracles are going to happen today as we share in community. Even if you're watching this as a recording, I am sending out a vibration of love and peace of what's possible for you. So we are going to burn this letter. All right. And it's a stand. I stand in my power so that you can stand in yours. And so this is another evolution. So I reach out to my friend Helen, hands, you know, a shout out to Helen. And Helen said, you know what? Everything's crazy. I know you want to burn this letter. Like, I was ready to burn it and be done with it, right? And she said, I would love to be a stand for you. And I would love to stand next to you in sisterhood. And I don't think you should do it on your own. So she said, but you know what, realistically, if you want to get this done in the next couple of days, I'm crazy busy. She's a Reiki healer. She's a shaman. She is amazing. And so by her saying no, I said, you know what, I've got another girl I will call. And I didn't even get to the second call because overnight, what I realized was that this is not my story. This is a universal story of letting go of our shame. And so I knew that I wanted to do it in community. But it took Helen saying, no, I can't do it. I want to, but my schedule's too crazy. It allowed me to listen to my truth and my honoring. And so when I got that intuitive hit of like, you know what? This is the next version, the next up-leveling of your ability to heal and be with women that are committed to being in their thing. You know, it might look like more money, more love. It might look like, you know, feeling more beautiful and powerful and confident. Abundance is yours. for the claiming, but we've got to clear our past first. So here we go. So Richard, how are we doing that? Do you need to stop it? Because we're going to burn now. Do you need to light this bit? Oh, actually, it's doing really good. Fire is doing well. All right, ladies. So again, I'd love for you to comment who you are forgiving. Jessica is forgiving her neighbor. Fantastic. Again, I'd love for you guys to do a little shot, like, you know, you'll do like your own little like selfie video, you know, and burning it. And it could be just like an individual burn it. Don't burn the house down, by the way. All right. And if I could have done this at night, I would have. That would have been really cool. But the lighting would have been really funky. So I have clients booked up all night. So anyway, I want you to do your own little video of your burning, or do it with me right here, right now. Francis says, so true. Reminds me of something I heard not long ago. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. We raise higher when we do it in the community. Absolutely, Francis. So true. You ladies are my sisters. And we have a sisterhood, and it goes beyond this generation. Your sisters are also your mothers, your grandmothers, your great-grandmothers. They too held shame. And so even if maybe you need to forgive your mother, I don't know, but I'll tell you, this is a generational thing. And you know what? Standing in feminine power, I think it looks different in today's society in 2018, and we're trying to figure it out. What does that look like? I don't have all the answers, but I'm committed to standing in my power and for you to stand in your power. So ladies, let's burn this letter. All right, so I'm gonna take a moment. I think I have some sage. Do we have sage? Did we bring that out, or is that gone?
Not sure.
All right, that's all right. So I am gonna hold on to my stone, and this is a very healing stone for me. So I'm just gonna take a moment. It's chrysocollus. It's got some malachite in it, and just really just taking this moment. So wherever you are, close your eyes with me before we release this. Take some nice deep breath, breathing into your pelvis, bringing this area love and light, opening up to the heavens, to your guidance, and allowing light to come in. For today, maybe you just open up a door just a little bit, a door from your past that has been dark and it's been scary, but you know what? You are not alone anymore. No matter what your story is, you're not a victim. You are a powerful woman. And while the story is your story, be here in service to you, ladies. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for how this man has taught me to love myself more, to own my sexual power as a woman, and to stand in my power and to have a voice. And you have a voice too. So we stand here in community, ladies. Take a moment to thank whoever or whomever, and maybe it's a moment to thank yourself for being the beautiful, radiant goddess that you are. Giving thanks. As I release this letter, I forgive this man, I forgive this governor, I forgive this experience, and I am in total gratitude to be here today, to be in service, to burn the past, stand in my power, and create an empowering future for all women and for generations to come. I do this for me, I do this for you, I do this for all of us, I do this for my daughter, so that she learns by example to stand in her power and to have a voice and to heal. So as we heal here in community, I sit here and I burn this in forgiveness. So I hope you ladies hear me, hear my love, feel my love, and let's burn, baby, burn. All right, so we're gonna burn the envelope first. So this is the last time that this envelope, it's been in the cabinet, the filing cabinet, it's an energy. And Marie Kondo is a woman who says, you know, if it doesn't bring joy, you need to get rid of it. And this lady was not bringing joy. So let's start with the envelope. We're going to burn this. We forgive. We don't forget, okay? That's not part of the forgiveness. But what we do is we allow for the teachings to come in. We allow for the healing. We stand in our power. We are not victims. So there goes the letter. Oh, So my husband wants to see me. All right, so ladies, thank you for being my sisters, for being on this path with me. You know what, I couldn't do this alone. And I did it alone for many years. And I'm grateful for my husband. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my sister who called me today and left a message. And she's like, you go, girl. I know you have that burning ceremony thing. And I was like, you know what? It's my sister. It's my girlfriends. And we are here for you. You are not alone. So let's burn this. You can notice some resistance, like, ah, like we all have that. But you know what? It's time. It's time. So let's have it burn. Honey, if you can come in close, and maybe we'll do some pictures later of this letter burning. And let you ladies see it. There it is. So we want to see your letters burning. You know, what are you releasing? That's it. That's it. Communion of love. That's right. That's right. Shout out to Jessica. Forgive and live. I want you ladies living your fullest version of you. All right. And this is a beautiful start. All right. So I think that baby's burned. All right. It's burned, baby, burn. So what's next? So what's next for you is we would love to see you burning your letter so we can be a stand for you, even if this is recorded for you. Obviously, Facebook records it, so it'll be on the site. I am also very excited to say I am expanding my brand and helping all women who are harbored by, you know, feeling the heaviness of shame. So whatever your path is, you know, is it alcoholism? Is it abortion? Is it you were raped? Is it, you know, this is heavy stuff. I get it. But you know what? You start feeling that light and you shine. You know, a lot of these kinds of challenges can actually make you a very sensitive, more heart-centered person. So I am here to support you. If you would like more support around this, I'm going to go ahead and put in the chat box. You can book a session with me, a complimentary session. Right now it just says reclaim your health and happiness, because I haven't done any marketing around this, because I'm here to serve, really here to serve. So you can do a consult with me at the link below. Just go to, you'll be able to see my schedule, meetme.so/Dr. Kelly. So we're going to go ahead and post that. It's a complimentary session, and this is for women who you're ready to take a stand. You're not one that's sitting back anymore. You're ready to take a stand, to stand in your power, and to make a difference in your life. You're ready to release the past, whatever that past is. It really doesn't matter. Is to give you from those challenging times. We will rise, we will rise together. So allow me to be a facilitator of that. It'll be a complimentary session. We'll get clear on what you want. I will be there, full witness in your journey. We're going to get clear on what's stopping you, and we're going to crystal clear on what you want. No excuses. Be a anything less than the beautiful, brilliant light that you are. Do not dim your light anymore. Book your session. Book it right away. I'm going to be out of town here pretty soon, and my schedule is getting so booked up. It's complimentary. So if you are moved by this movement of standing in your power and saying, no more will I dim my light, it's my time. Ladies, we have to rise. No matter where you are, this is not, I don't want to go into political discussion, but wherever you are, our world needs you, and you in the best, most powerful version of you. You're going to be a better mother. You're going to be a better mate. You are going to be better at whatever it is that you do and whatever is in your heart. So please, if you're not happy with and feeling fantastic and confident and powerful in your life, book a session with me. Go ahead and just click that link. I think that link is all ready to go. Hello, Kim. Miss you, Kim. I wish I could see you ladies. In other sessions, we do Zoom sessions where we can, on the private side of things, we get to see one another. So anyway, lots of love to you, Kim. Lots of love to you, Jessica. And signing off. All right. Forgive and live, ladies. Signing off.